Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the World of Darkness. This is a scene for the Changeling venue. Tonight, we find Sir Rychard, who has been sent on a Fiore to see if he has what it takes to be the Marshal of the Kingdom of Apples, a bit like a Chief of Police, a bit like a Warder, somebody that stands up for the Changelings and sees that they too are following the sheet. The first part of his Fiore, he needed a man called Steve Irwin. He was told as much by a seer, but so far hasn't had much luck in locating him until today, because today he is going to go to the Brooklyn Museum, and he is going to see in the section on ancient Egypt none other than Steve Irwin, the man that he previously saw at the hospital. And the guy's going to be scribbling a little bit in a notepad, and he looks to be copying down some glyphs. He's very lost in his own little world, but it is definitely him. There's so many fucking birds.
Rychard had forgotten that he'd seen this individual at the hospital. Quite curious, actually.
You're not a bird, are you? You're just a half-assed onk.
The last time that he'd seen him, he wasn't sure of his name, so maybe forgetting a little bit why he was there. He'll find himself.
Hey, you! Get over here! Get over here! Hey, you! He points straight at Sir Rychard.
Rychard will kind of raise an eyebrow and look at him, walk over. What do you need?
Well, you're supposed to come to me. Your coming was foretold and all that.
What?
Yeah, I kind of wanted to see what was foretold this week, so I went and killed a rabbit. From the pet store, of course. I dug through the entraily bits and found that you were supposed to be meeting with me.
Didn't the Romans used to do that?
Yeah, I bet they ruined their good butter knives too.
Okay. Does this individual have any sort of seeming about him?
No, he reads as a complete human to you.
Richard's just kind of looking at him, really. Like.
And in thinking about this man's character, he is insanely practical, but he is clearly living in a different set of rules, so I'm actually not sure what his banality would be. For all intents and purposes, let's say it's a 7. So, you're supposed to meet me. Oh. Are you the one that needs to go and meet Anubis?
Richard's just gonna look around really quick to see if is there anybody paying attention to them.
Not really. Maybe there's some kids or something. The guy seems disheveled and a little bit crazy. Madly scribbling all those little symbols on there, but he's not making a lot of noise. He's not making a disturbance, so he's not really bothered.
Yes, I suppose I am.
Oh, good. Okay, so what I'm going to need you to do is get me 4 canopic jars. Oh, write this down, will you?
Oh, okay. All right. He'll pull out a piece of paper and a pen. And what do you need?
It's so hard to work with unbelievers. It takes you forever. Yes, I need 4 canopic jars. I prefer insulated thermoses, with the bit with the flasks. But you can do Pyrex. A lot of people use Pyrex for this sort of thing. It's microwavable too.
Okay. All right then.
Yeah, so 4 canopic jars, and what you're going to do, and this is probably going to take you a little bit, is in each one, let's see, you're going to be the sacrifice. So what we're going to need is something that will symbolize your heart, something that will symbolize your brain, something to symbolize your tongue. Don't get too creative on that one, but be a little bit creative. And something, of course, to represent your reproductive organs. Now, don't do the penis. A lot of people do the penis, but it's really the testes that they want for this.
Uh,
I had a woman one time that tried to get something that would represent her labia, and I was like, no, it's the fallopian tubes. They contain the ovaries. That's what they're all interested in. So, I don't know. Be kind of creative, but not too creative. It needs to be like recognizably, like how a banana is kind of like a penis and stuff. You need something a little bit more recognizable than that.
okay. All right
I
then.
told you it'll take a little bit of time to gather it all. All right. So you got that all written down?
Yes.
Okay, cool. Um, Now while I was digging through little bunny foo-foo there, I noticed that you would need to go to the obelisk. Do you know where the obelisk is?
No. No, I don't.
Okay. It's in the big park down in Manhattan, Central Park.
Really?
Yeah. Now that place, my foretellings have told me, is guarded by a bunch of assholes. So you'll need to deal with them first, to get to the obelisk. Because there are so many of these assholes, I would suggest seeing if they require some kind of sacrifice or some such. Usually that's what I do when I'm outnumbered. I'm outnumbered a lot. And like I was getting a strong asshole-ish vibe when I was doing the foretellings. So anyways, you're going to want to deal with them. Then when you get to the obelisk, you need to do a ritual for me. Still got room
Okay.
on that pad of paper?
Yeah.
Okay. So the ritual is as follows. First, you need to be in front of the obelisk. Very important. Um, you need to recite the correct phrase. Oh, and you know what? Let me just write down the phrase on your pad of paper because you'll get it wrong if I try and spell. We'll be here forever.
Okay.
Okay. I'll just put the whole thing in a big, maybe with a hyphen. Okay, yeah. Okay, so just recite that. I tried to write it as phonetically as possible. And then you need to present the 4 jars, the 4 canopic jars that are filled with representations of your organs. Um, Now, you're going to present them by arranging them in a little circle around you. You are going to sit in the middle of these. Before you do anything else there, you're going to light some incense. I find that the flavor really doesn't seem to matter. Whole Foods has some really good options. Also, actually, at Whole Foods, you can find the myrrh that you're going to need to anoint yourself with. Just, put it on the forearms, chest, that kind of thing. You don't need to go crazy because it can kind of burn, if you know what I mean. Um, Anyways, yes, anoint yourself with the myrrh. Then you're going to get like a string or I guess a little bit of cloth, maybe a hairband. Anyways, it needs to be made out of natural fiber, none of that synthetic plastic shit. So you're gonna need like cotton or linen. Actually, linen is a traditional favorite if you can find it. Worst case scenario, just head on down to Joann Fabrics. You'll find something. Anyways, so you get like the string or whatever, and you're going to bind yourself 3 times with it. So just wrap it around like your torso. That's pretty much all it takes. Um, you will need to recite. Wait, can I see the paper again?
Yes.
Okay, cool. Recite this, and I'm going to put a number 2 next to it. Okay, here we go. Recite that, and then you will lie down between the jars.
Okay.
And then you will be dead. And you'll be all good.
I'm going to die.
Well, kind of.
Okay.
It's not like a big thing.
Fair enough. Will these items be used up in this ritual? Will they
What do
still
you mean used up?
Will they still be there when I'm done?
Depends on how well you do.
Okay.
They'll most likely be used up, though.
Okay.
So, like that rabbit, kind of cost me like $27.
I'll give you something else.
I'm just saying it'd be polite to to tip your waiter, you know?
I will. Have you ever had verification of your beliefs?
Verification.
Yep.
Yeah.
Rich is going to hold his hand out.
And Steve Irwin is going to peer out and look at your hand.
Shake my hand.
Oh. All right. He takes his hand down and gives you like a good shake.
While he's shaking him, Richard is going to enchant this individual.
Motherfucker, not again. Hmm. Hmm. I felt so drunk last time this happened to me.
It's happened to you before?
Yeah. Hmm. And it made it impossible to watch TV, actually.
Sorry. I thought I'd be doing you a favor.
Oh, no, it's all right. Gonna have fun at the meeting tonight, I'll tell you that. But it does mean that I don't get to watch Orange is the New Black, and I'm like 3 episodes away from the end.
I'm sorry.
God, there's just so much stuff, isn't there?
Yeah. Yeah. There is.
Well, good luck.
Thank you.
Uh,
And
whatever.
can I get a list of the required items in the chat really quick?
Yeah, sure, I'll type it to you later.
Sure.
Whatever the hell you are, glad to have you on the team.
The team? What?
And he gets up and starts to walk away.
Richard is getting that feeling that somebody knows a lot more than he does, and he doesn't like that.
I think we'll end the scene here.
Sure.
Okay. Night, guys.